midnight to 0:45. Over 80% of car buyers say brand reputation decides what they drive. But what if the brand you trust most is secretly one of the worst on the road? Because today, we're ranking every major car brand from worst to best, using real data from Consumer Reports, J.D. Power, and thousands of actual owners. From breakdowns to resale value, there are some brutal surprises ahead. One top-selling brand landed dead last, and another that everyone loves is hanging on by a thread. Watch this till the end, because the car you drive might be a lot closer to the bottom than you think. Section 1. The bottom tier, brands that burn your wallet. At the very bottom sits Fiat, the king of cute designs and constant repairs. Sure, it's stylish and compact, but under the hood? Chaos. Owners report engines that fail before 50,000 miles, dashboards that light up like Christmas, and repair bills that make you wish you'd walked instead. Consumer Reports ranks Fiat among the lowest in reliability again, and resale value is basically non-existent. You don't just buy a Fiat, you adopt a problem. Next up, Jeep, known for adventure, but lately, it's been off-roading straight into disaster. Consumer Reports ranked it dead last out of 32 brands, and owners constantly complain about rough rides, noisy cabins, and electrical failures that appear out of nowhere. The Wrangler might look tough, but most owners spend more time fixing it than climbing mountains with it. When even Jeep loyalists start switching to Toyota 4Runners, you know something's off. And speaking of American pride with painful problems, Dodge. Big power, small patience. Dodge's muscle cars look mean, but they're built on shaky quality control. Owners deal with faulty brakes, stalling engines, and electronics that glitch out mid-drive. The Charger and Challenger look fast, but that doesn't help when your check engine light races you home. Sliding further down the luxury ladder, Maserati. It's one of those brands that turns heads right before it turns your savings account inside out. Owners complain about constant electronic failures and $3,000 repair bills. The Ghibli and Levant are beautiful disasters, and that's being generous. When a car spends more time at the shop than on the street, that's not luxury, that's a liability. Then there's Land Rover, the fancy SUV that screams rich until it breaks down in your driveway. Land Rover scored near the bottom in both J.D. Power and Consumer Reports for 2024. Problems per 100 vehicles? 268, way above average. Engine failures, touchscreen bugs, electrical gremlins, you name it. It might look like royalty, but it drives like regret. But even these disasters have competition, because some brands that were once respected are slipping fast. Section 2. The strugglers. Big names with bigger problems. Jaguar, a name that used to mean British sophistication, now means expensive headache. The brand's U.S. lineup is shrinking fast, and reliability scores are buried near the bottom. Repairs average over $1,000 a year, and with models disappearing left and right, even loyal fans are walking away. It's a luxury badge clinging to its past. Then there's Nissan, the Japanese giant that somehow forgot how to build a reliable car. Their CVT transmissions are infamous for early failures, and even popular models like the Altima and Rogue are plagued by engine wear and electronics issues. Less than half of Nissan owners say they'd buy again. That's a loyalty crisis, not a reputation. Kia is a heartbreak story. The designs? Stunning. The tech? Impressive. But under the hood, a decade of recalls, especially for engines that catch fire. Over 3 million cars were recalled in the last few years alone. Despite scoring above average in design, those fire risks and repair nightmares drag Kia back down. It's the classic case of looks great until it doesn't start. And then Infiniti, Nissan's so-called luxury brand. On paper, it should compete with Lexus. In reality, it competes with a mechanic's invoice. Transmission problems, expensive repairs, and some of the worst resale values in the luxury segment. The Q50 might turn heads, but when it loses 45% of its value in 3 years, you'll be turning your pockets inside out too. But here's where it gets interesting, because after this point, we start seeing brands that are good, but not quite great. Section 3. The middle ground. The mixed bag zone. Chevrolet is the definition of hit or miss. Some models are rock solid, others are rolling nightmares. The Silverado's resale value stays strong if you dodge the transmission issues. But cars like the Equinox and Cruise? Endless electrical problems and turbo failures. Chevy's not the worst, but buying one is a coin toss between comfort and chaos. Then there's Tesla, the electric wildcard. Tech, unmatched. Acceleration, insane. Reliability, painful. From squeaky panels to buggy touchscreens, Tesla sits somewhere in the middle for dependability, but at the top for controversy. The recent recall of over 45,000 Cybertrucks for sticky pedals was just the latest reminder that innovation doesn't always mean perfection. If you want the future, you'll have to live with its flaws. Volkswagen is another roller coaster. Great to drive, horrible to maintain. The GDI is still one of the best hot hatches on Earth, but electrical gremlins and timing chain issues ruin the fun. And let's not forget Dieselgate, that $30 billion scandal that VW's PR team still has nightmares about. Fun cars? Absolutely. Reliable? Not really. Ford lands right in the middle. America's favorite brand that's as unpredictable as the weather. The F-150 remains the best-selling truck for a reason, but the Focus and Fiesta transmissions were disasters. Ford's trucks and hybrids are solid. They're small cars, not so much. The brand screams built tough, but sometimes feels built on luck. But now we're crossing the line, leaving behind the brands you tolerate and stepping into the ones that actually get it right. Section 4. The underrated climbers, quiet comebacks. Mazda is the quiet achiever of the automotive world. No flashy marketing, no wild gimmicks, just pure engineering that works. The CX-5 and Mazda 3 consistently score above average in reliability and owner satisfaction. With repair costs lower than most and handling that feels premium, Mazda delivers luxury without the luxury badge. It's the brand people forget until they drive one. Hyundai, once a punchline, is now a powerhouse. Ranked in the top 10 for reliability and maintenance cost, Hyundai has turned its image around completely. The Sonata and Tucson offer some of the best warranties in the industry, and the design game is strong. Sure, some older engines had recall issues, but Hyundai fixed them fast. That's more than most brands can say. And then there's Buick. Yes, Buick. The brand your grandparents swore by is suddenly outperforming BMW and Mercedes in reliability rankings. J.D. Power lists it among the top 3 most dependable brands of 2025. Quiet cabins, smooth rides, and repair costs you can actually live with. The only problem? The badge. Buick's biggest enemy isn't competition, it's perception. But if you care about comfort over clout, Buick's a hidden gem. But now, we're entering the big leagues, the brands that dominate the reliability charts and barely ever fail. Section 5. The big leagues, brands that actually deliver. Let's start with Audi, the brand that proves luxury can still have a pulse. Their Quattro all-wheel drive system? Legendary. It grips the road like it's got trust issues. Inside, everything screams precision. Clean design, solid build, tech that feels like it was coded by someone who actually likes cars. The RS line, especially the RS6 and RS7, delivers power that'll glue you to the seat. But here's the catch. All that tech means more stuff to break. Sensors, software, random infotainment freezes. When an Audi glitches, it's not cheap. Still, compared to Mercedes or BMW, Audi has quietly become the most reliable German brand of the trio. If you want performance with fewer headaches, Audi is that sweet spot, the overachiever nobody saw coming. Then there's BMW, the ultimate driver's car, and sometimes the ultimate money pit. Let's give credit where it's due. BMW dominates road test scores. The M3, M5, and X5 are absurdly fun, balanced, fast, and engineered like a precision weapon. But that same complexity is its curse. Cooling failures, oil leaks, electronic quirks. It's like every BMW comes with a built-in timer that starts ticking the day your warranty ends. And don't even think about buying a used 7 Series. That's not a luxury sedan, that's a financial prank. Still, there's a reason enthusiasts keep coming back. When a BMW works, nothing else drives like it. And then comes Porsche, the German that doesn't play games. Consumer Reports and J.D. Power both rank it among the top 3 for reliability, and that's rare for a performance brand. The 911 is practically flawless, the Kian and Mekong handle like sports cars, and even their EV Taikung delivers thrills. But here's the reality check. Every repair, every part, every oil change costs a fortune. A $400 oil change and a $5,000 options list aren't exaggerations. They're Tuesday. Still, Porsche manages what almost no one else does: speed, style, and reliability in one package. It's perfection with a payment plan. But the real surprise comes next, because after the flashy German trio, a few quiet heroes completely take over the charts. Section 6, the reliable legends. Honda, the brand that's built an empire on boring done right. The Civic, Accord, and CR-V aren't glamorous, but they're bulletproof. Engines that last forever, transmissions that rarely die, and resale values that make accountants emotional. Sure, the 1.5-liter turbo had some oil dilution problems, but Honda fixed it fast, and that's the difference. When something goes wrong, Honda actually fixes it. That's why the brand still dominates owner satisfaction charts year after year. If reliability had a logo, it'd be a silver H. Next up, Lexus, Toyota's luxury arm and the absolute definition of stress-free driving. You want comfort? It's a cloud. You want quiet? It's basically a rolling meditation booth. And when it comes to reliability, nobody does it better. J.D. Power ranked Lexus number 1 in dependability last year, and Consumer Reports calls it a near-perfect brand. The RX, ES, and GX all last 200,000 miles and keep going like they're trying to outlive civilization. Even the hybrids hold up. Sure, critics say Lexus plays it safe, but that's kind of the point. While other luxury brands chase trends, Lexus just quietly keeps winning. And then there's Subaru, the underdog that's now a superstar. Consumer Reports crowned it the number 1 overall car brand of 2025, beating even Toyota. Its symmetrical all-wheel drive isn't just marketing. It's the reason Subarus dominate snow states and mountain towns. The Outback and Forester are practically unkillable, and the resale value is insane. Try buying a used one under 20 grand. You'll find Bigfoot first. Sure, the CVT transmission drones like an old fan, but that's a small price for a car that'll climb a volcano and still get you to work Monday. Subaru is proof that dependable doesn't have to be dull. It can be quietly legendary. And that leaves one final brand, the undisputed champion, the car maker that's turned reliability into a religion. Section 7, the king of the road. Was there ever any doubt? Toyota isn't just the best, it's the standard everyone else copies. From the Corolla to the Camry, every model is a masterclass in consistency. The Tacoma and 4Runner are the apocalypse-ready trucks of legend, and the Prius basically invented hybrid reliability. Consumer Reports, J.D. Power, Repair Pal, they all agree. Toyota dominates every major dependability ranking again. Even their worst models outperform most brands' best attempts. They don't chase flashy tech or wild interiors. They build machines that work. That's why Toyota owners keep their cars for decades, and resale values stay sky high. If the world ended tomorrow, the only things left standing would be cockroaches and Toyotas. But here's what makes this ranking truly wild. It's not just who's on top. It's who's about to vanish. Section 8, the final twist. Because while Toyota, Lexus, and Subaru rule the charts, a handful of once iconic names are circling the drain. Nissan's cutting models, Jaguar's retreating from the US, and Fiat's US lineup might not survive the decade. Even some EV darlings are struggling with quality issues that could crush their reputations overnight. So before you buy based on hype or badge prestige, look deeper. The brand you trust might be the one quietly failing you. And the one you've ignored might just last a lifetime. If you found this ranking eye-opening, hit that like button and subscribe. It helps more than you think. Comment below which brand shocked you most, and tell us what you'd rank number 1. And whatever you do, don't skip the next video. We're breaking down the 9 SUVs that never break down. Trust me, some of your favorites are on that list.